Now we're recording. Hold on. Hey, Brandy.
Hey. Welcome to The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. With your hosts, Tim Schaus of TLS Entertainment and Brandy Harlan, a local wedding planner, bringing you tips, tricks, and ideas to help plan your wedding day. This is The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled.
Hi. We are live.
We are.
And it is The Scoop. It's The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier wedding DJ. And of course, the beautiful, wonderful Brandy Harlan. She's on something today. And we've got some special guests, which we are so excited to have with us today. Oh, there we go. It is Hayley and Amy from Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club, Yay! My absolute favorite wedding venue. Hello, ladies.
Hi. Hi, Howie. It's kind of how that felt.
How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
We're excited to be here.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we're excited. You know what? Hold on. This is way too...
You are very short right now. You should fix your chair, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
I could go lower.
No, you need to go higher.
Oh.
Booster seat.
That's a thing.
Okay. We're just getting situated here.
Situated.
Yeah, so welcome back.
Yes,
Amy.
thank you. Thank you,
Hayley, this is your first time.
Yeah.
And so happy to have you here. So how are things going at Lakewood Ranch? Like, what's going on with you guys there? I'm loving, thank you for one, thank you for all of the leads that you're sending my way. And, you know, I just love it because that.
We love it too.
Yeah.
We do. We love it when you're there.
Me too. It
makes our jobs so much easier.
Yes. Yay.
Go, best friend.
High five.
Good job.
But how are things going at the venue? You guys busy? Like,
our roof is done.
Yes.
The roof was
yay!
The roof was
It was under construction through a window when I was there. Like I could see like the
Yeah, how long?
Yeah.
The 6 weeks project was like
12?
no, like just finished.
Yeah, pretty much.
9 months.
It started in June or July, I forget.
June
June, and it just finished when?
last week.
Oh,
Pretty much.
really? I was there just like a week or two ago.
Wow. So 8 months.
And it seemed like
We did a pretty
Okay.
good job hiding for weddings. So on weekends
Yes.
they would hide the cranes.
Yeah.
And for the most
Okay.
part, yeah.
Nice.
nice.
That was fun.
No stress at all.
It's like logistics ninja part 2,
Yeah.
like other duties as assigned.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just started last week golf course renovations, which doesn't affect.
In season? Usually they wait till summer and to aerate and
Yeah, it's
Do
a complete redo. So they're doing all 3 of our courses. Each project takes about a year,
simultaneously.
one at a time. So
Yeah.
for the next 3,
okay. I was gonna say
3 years, if it's anything
Well, at least
like
you have
the
2
roof,
others.
maybe 5 years. For them to
We're thinking
redo everything.
positive on this one, you know?
Okay,
It's gonna
so
be
when
looking
Tim
great
comes
later.
to golf, you only have 2 of the 3 to choose from.
That's
so.
right.
What?
You're the golf man. Come on.
I'm
And I'm on something.
newly golf. Not. I mean,
You're not Lakewood Ranch quality.
no. I'm not that. I don't feel like I'm that good.
Ryan's not that good, and he
I
plays
think
out there.
everyone feels
Like-
that way.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you supposed to play it anyway? Like,
Yeah, probably.
I don't think there's
I don't-
like certain
I
golf
get
club.
I get very nervous, like going to like a new like country club or like golf place, because I usually just go to the Meadows. That's
your spot. That's your
where I go.
home.
There you
And
go.
so if I know it and like I feel good, like I'm like, all right, I know how everything works here. I'm a creature of habit.
So you need a challenge.
Well, no, I just want to like I don't want to look stupid.
Nobody's gonna think that because everybody nobody knows where your ball goes. Like
We need
you
to
know
get
when you
him out
know.
there.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that.
just send them out there,
Yeah.
please.
My dad that hasn't played in like, what, 15, 20 years, played at the bridal shower, and he had a great time. And he even brought his like rusted golf clubs. He was like, I'm going to be made fun of.
Rustic.
Vintage. Just call it vintage.
Yeah.
Vintage.
Vintage is better. Yeah. But they were rusted.
Nice.
Like rusty.
I was like, don't bring them. We will get you some rented. He's like, no, I want to. I was like, okay, whatever.
Okay. All right.
Wherever floats your boat.
So you
But
guys
no,
are staying busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very busy. You just had a wedding.
Yep.
I had a celebration of life and a
Birthday celebration.
All this past weekend?
Yep.
Yep.
And then we had a wine dinner for our wine society members, so that was fun. And then nothing on Sunday because no one does events on Super Bowl Sunday.
No.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody. I mean, a lot, not, well, yes. Some people do.
Yes.
There are very minute amount of people that will have weddings on Super Bowl Sunday, but it happens.
Yes, it does.
It's rare, but it happens.
It's rare. Yeah.
Or they'll have bridal shows during playoffs.
Well, that's different. But like Super Bowl Sunday should be like a national holiday on Monday.
Yeah, we should have Monday off.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so, okay, cool. So nothing on Sunday, which is nice. So you guys had that off. Have you guys, and I've been seeing this in general in the like wedding industry, and I saw this in Swell that somebody had asked about this, was I think a videographer.
Yeah, I did see this.
Are you guys seeing leads, a lot of like an uptick in leads, a downtick in leads?
Does it feel slower than usual right now for people booking?
I think we talked about this, Tim, like this summer is comparatively from the last few years, quite the dip.
Yes.
Yeah. So
as far as bookings or as far as people like touring and
no, touring inquiries is still
Still
popping
high.
up.
Yeah. Really?
But they're just not pulling the trigger.
They're looking for like, I would say the fall of this year or 2025.
Or 2026.
Or 2026. Like they
Wow.
just skipped
Yeah.
May, June, July, August, and September.
Well, but I
Yeah.
don't see often, like rarely do I see weddings or events happening in
But
July
they're
or
indoors.
August. I know,
So
but I
for
mean,
you guys, I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
Right.
You're used to being busy in the summer months because you are indoors.
It's slower, but it's even
You still-
slower
you
this
s-
year. it
Yeah,
feels.
so you still see a dip in it.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, Jamal texted me over the weekend. Let me actually pull this up. This dude is probably like the third or fourth time that he's texted me this.
If
Where
you don't know who Jamal is,
We love
Jam All
Jamal.
Day.
Jam All Day Entertainment. Here he is.
Entertainment. If you don't know and you're listening, means you haven't been listening.
You should look him up.
You should look
He's
him
been
up.
on
He's been
twice.
on twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on January 19th, he texted me, "Have your bookings picked up?" And I said, "Slow. It is very slow." And I said, "You?" He said, "Yeah, slow." And then a month later, "Are your bookings slow still?" And I said, "Yeah, it's been slow. Inquiries are slowly coming, but not much actual bookings." He's like, "Okay, same here. Trying not to freak out, driving me crazy."
Yeah. I have a lot of inquiries coming into the venue where I'm at, but the tours aren't as often as they were, like even though it's engagement season. And the bookings are like, hey, we want to get married in April. And they booked early February.
Yeah,
We've
we've
seen
had a
that.
few. Of
Like
that
it's
too,
so it's like either it's very last minute or it's, oh, we're going to wait 2 years.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like there's nothing in between. It's kind of weird.
yeah.
I don't know if
So
that
are
was
you-
post-COVID prediction or what.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When
I
they
feel
book
like
last minute, are you able to work with them on pricing or set regardless?
price is the price.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that how it is for you guys? I mean, you guys are always pretty well booked in
And
advance.
I'm a new
so-
venue, so for me,
Okay.
it's like we have introductory pricing right now at the Retreat Sarasota, but people are getting a little creative with what they're doing with us, which is great. But they're also booking like December. She booked for February 2nd. And then in February, they're getting married in April.
Oh, yeah, I have that one.
furthest, yeah, you're at that one. So the furthest I'm out is January 2025.
Okay.
But they booked in December. So
Okay.
that's like the longest.
Okay.
And then I have a wedding in March and things like that. But people are just because my calendar's a little bit more open than most
Yeah.
because we are new. But people are being very much like, hey, can we get married in like 3 months? Sure.
Can we get married tomorrow?
We love that. What? Do you have everything already planned? Because
Yeah.
but
Your vendors booked?
yeah, so for us, I've got a lot more inquiries. Like on average, I was getting, as a new venue, and I don't do any advertising except for Here Comes the Guide and just social media right now. So I would say average was like around 22, 23 leads, and I'm already at like 40 something for the month of February.
Wow.
Like it was, or for January, it was 40 something for January. And I'm definitely going to pass that for February. So the inquiries are great.
What's
It's
your booking percentage on that?
December was 33%, November was 50%, January was 47%.
So around that 40%
Yeah.
is what you're averaging.
Yeah. So as long as I can get them in, obviously, and that's based on the proposals that I do. So even if I get, like, for instance, if I average 28 contacts in a month of leads, I'll do maybe 15 proposals, and then I'm booking half of those. So it's just based on my proposals, not necessarily how many leads. I'm not booking half of my leads.
Oh, I was about to say, that's what I meant.
I'm booking half of the ones that actually come in for a tour and a proposal. So if 12 come in on average, I'm booking half of those.
So the live leads, not just like
not
I'm just sending out
hey, you just want information.
Yeah. I think you were close to 200 leads for January.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Where do you find Jesus?
That's normal for a venue of their size and their caliber. When I was at Mixon's and like that's what our leads were.
Yeah.
Like we were doing hundreds of leads a month.
So tell the people a little bit more about Lakewood Ranch and like the style, like kind of like the ambiance that you guys provide for weddings and events and so forth. You know, that sort of thing. What does that look like? Because I know there are so many venues throughout Sarasota, and they're all so different. So, you know, what
makes Lakewood Ranch?
Yeah, so it's funny because we've been there for a certain amount of years, but now there's other venues in Lakewood Ranch. So I think sometimes people get us confused with like Esplanade or Lakewood National or these other places, but we present as a private club, if you will. So you don't have to be, I think you already went over this before.
That's why I'm letting you do this time.
Okay. You don't have to be a member of the country club to host an event there. But it is kind of a grand, like private feel, if you will. Beautiful landscaping. We'll see how the golf course renovations affect that.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's perfect. But it's like I said, a private feel.
It's all encompassed, so you're all right there.
Yeah.
It's not spread out like a lot of like hotels are or larger kind of multi-purpose venues, which is nice. So it's ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception are all there in one. Guests do not have to be like, where am I going?
Right.
They're just easily transitions to the next step.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I mean, you've got the main ballroom, ceremony outside, which I've been seeing quite a few different types of ceremony setups lately. Because I mean, really ever since your wedding, because you both actually got married at Lakewood Ranch.
Yes, Brides of Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club.
So what is it like, you know, obviously planning other people's weddings and helping other couples, and then planning your own? Like what do you see from other couples, and then like what did you do differently to kind of make it, you know, more unique, because you guys are there every day. You know, was it weird getting married there, or was it like, did it feel like home? Like what did that look like?
For me, I was worried that it would feel like not as special, you know, things like that. But on the day of, I mean, it didn't even feel like I worked there. Our team is so amazing. Our whole staff is so amazing. I think I speak for both of us when I say that we both went into the day feeling like, I mean, I didn't even have a planner. She did. Yeah. So I had full
I don't know how you didn't do that. Looking back, I don't know how.
I had
now, real quick, these are from planners saying this.
I'm sitting here processing that.
Planners are saying I needed a planner.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So couples, keep that in mind. You have planners that plan their own wedding. You would think, oh, they're fine. They're going to plan their own wedding. No. Seasoned wedding professionals planning their own wedding. And they're like, nope, I'm going to let somebody else handle it for me.
Yep. The number one thing is the stress. You're going to have stress no matter if you're the top industry professional or the newest bride. So it's all about having a wedding planner to oversee those logistics through the process, bringing your vision to life, because you don't want to be the planner the day of.
Right.
You don't want to be stressing out about it. So that is why you hire a planner, because from A to Z, they're going to be helping you.
Amen. So you got married. When was your wedding?
2020, COVID bride.
Oh my gosh. Really? It was 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Wait,
holy cow.
How many people were at your wedding?
125.
So you were
August.
Oh.
Yeah. So my original date was in June, and then we postponed. And as things were progressing, I mean, there were still like certain limitations in place regarding guest count and social distancing and everything. But we were considering postponing again. But if you're an employee there, you can only get married certain months. I was like, I'm not waiting a whole nother year. Like, let's just go ahead and do this. So, yeah.
Oh, they only give you certain months.
Oh.
Summer. Yeah. I was August, September.
Yeah, I was wondering why. I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
But that also makes sense some more.
Yeah.
That you would choose a month that you're not slammed.
Yeah.
That you're not super busy. Yeah. That aren't popular dates. Like, oh, I want New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Right.
For a wedding. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess you could, but it would probably just be like just as expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does it work with pricing? So is there a room rental and a food and beverage minimum, or it's just a food and beverage minimum with you at the Lakewood Ranch, right?
Just food and beverage.
Yeah, just in food and beverage minimum. We have a few additional fees like ceremony fee, things like that. But at the end of the day, our menus are a la carte, so they go through and pick and choose, plated, buffet. As long as they hit that minimum, we don't care how they reach it. Our average cost for a wedding is probably inclusive of, service charge, tax, fees, is probably about $200 a person, $200 to $250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great because our clients can really customize instead of being like, here's option menu 1, 2, 3. So our menus really allow clients to customize.
Which is a blessing and a curse. It can be difficult as a bride to go through and like, what do I pick? What's going on? So we're there to help them, guide them along the way on what to select. And
which I will need y'all's help.
Yes.
For when I'm planning, not a wedding, but
I was going to say, you better clarify.
My
Let's be very
10-year TLS anniversary party.
Yay.
We're so excited for that.
Yay.
Yeah, we need to schedule some meetings with you.
We do.
Absolutely. 10 years.
Meeting right now. We're going to.
All right, so let's pick a menu.
No. What was your question? Did you?
I asked about the pricing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that you said that 200
to 225 per
Yeah,
person.
it's pretty average. We have some couples that are, 180 a person, but the average is about 200.
Okay. Yeah. That's good to know.
Is that inclusive of the ceremony then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What is your max capacity in the ballroom?
200.
However.
Yeah, there's always a caveat there.
I read that face like, 200,
yeah,
but.
Yeah. 120 is probably our most average. 165 and above is pretty tight in the room.
Squeezing it in there.
So we can do 200, but if you have a band, I mean, all of these factors come into play. If you have a band over 165, it's pretty tight. But yeah, 120 is probably.
That's a sweet spot.
It is. Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Because if they want to have a larger dance floor or a photo booth inside or a large dessert buffet, there's a lot of things that make it smaller.
And you said you had how many at your wedding?
125.
And you had
89, I think.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Maybe it was more.
It felt like more.
Maybe 98.
She was under 100.
I was under 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was a vibe.
It was a vibe.
It was a vibe.
So
I don't remember a lot towards the end.
That's the purpose.
Yep. So we're actually let's talk about that.
Yeah,
because
we
were all, everybody in this room on this podcast, we were all a part or at your wedding.
Yes.
So obviously you were the bride of your wedding, and then Hayley was a bridesmaid. Yes. And then I was
matron of honor.
And matron of honor. I was DJ, and Brandy was there helping me with the photo booth as well. So you were on site helping out. Yeah, how was that as far as, I mean, because you had a planner. You had Swanky, right? Swanky was...
The Swanky Ninjas were amazing.
Yes. And their decor, everything that they put together, like how did that all come about? It's like how did they... Well, I mean, where did you get the
vision?
The vision, yeah.
Yeah.
So... As a planner myself, I always hate when brides go, "Oh, I saw this on Pinterest," because let's be real, we know Pinterest fails exist. Like they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a picture. It's not real life. However, I sent the one design concept, the backdrop for the DJ booth, to Swanky, and I was like, "How can we make this happen?" And then we saw the ceiling one, which was on like a TikTok video. And she's like, "I need to do some research," so she made that. But the wedding vision changed quite a bit because Ryan in the beginning was like, "Oh, I want lots of color, but then I want something sleek and classy." And so,
ended up at black and white.
Ended up just black and white, no gold.
I loved it.
Because remember, I think when I came out, it was supposed to be black, white, and gold.
Did you ask all of your guests to wear black? I can't remember.
We said it was black tie optional, But we had a lot of our guests call or text and be like, hey, am I allowed to wear black? And we're like, we prefer it. So that's what kind of happened.
I love it when couples say guests wear black, just everybody wear black. And it's just like it just sets the tone of the evening. It's just, I love it. And the decor was awesome. The backdrop. So I guess you didn't really see the backdrop of that area for the DJ booth and the stage and everything beforehand. It was just like, here's my idea. And then the Swanky Ninjas came in and
brought it to life.
They did. They really brought it to life. I saw like a little bit of it, not day of, but the Friday before when we were dropping off like our personal items to set up. But it wasn't complete. They were still just...
Oh, yeah. Because I dropped my stuff off the night before, which that's another reason why I love going to Lakewood Ranch, because...
Come on over.
Yeah.
I did love your ceiling treatment. That was really nice.
It was amazing.
So try and explain that a little bit for all of our visual... I'm a visual person, so luckily I can see it. So for our people listening, kind of explain what you did above the dance floor and the ceilings.
So... one thing that I personally did not want was the swag that is usually in our ballroom, because a lot of brides do that.
Like drapes, yeah.
It looks gorgeous. I do recommend it for my brides. However, I personally, as a bride for the vision, did not want that.
Something
Ryan
different.
loved it. He's like, oh, yeah. I was like, no, I want something different.
Yeah, I see this every day.
Yeah. I see how many a year? No, thank you. So it was satin ribbon, and at the bottom was a white rose, and then mixed in, and they were all in a square above the dance floor, was crystals. So they looked like they were floating. They were different lengths. It wasn't all symmetrical, which I liked. It was just kind of a awesome floating. So that was actually a tribute to his dad and my uncle. It was like a memorial kind of thing.
Oh, very cool.
And so
it was, I will say, like setting up, I think it was the night before, because they weren't finished with it. They were just they were like kind of getting it all together. But every 30 minutes or so, I hear, like, what the hell was that? And all of a sudden, like I guess the crystals were falling on the dance floor.
Oh, God. They were.
So we were just like wondering, like, wow, come like wedding night and the party, just people getting plopped by crystals while they're dancing. But that didn't I don't really feel like that happened much. It didn't
happen. They redid the crystals.
Yeah.
With heavy magnets.
With heavy magnets. That's what they did.
But it was such a cool, I mean, just to go underneath there and be like, the dance floor, so cool. The photos came out amazing.
Oh, they did. Angela Moon did a great job.
Yeah. She did awesome.
So tell me how you came up with the ceremony CO2 tank and how you designed your ceremony
like the runway.
aisleway.
Again, so a lot of brides, I always tell them, personalize it to you, like the couples. Personalize your concept of the wedding for you. There's no tradition anymore. That's out the window. And that's what we really took to heart. It was what we wanted. Ryan is definitely a bougie man. He will say that. He likes to do things a little bit differently, not the norm, and I'm kind of the same. So I didn't want theater style. We had to come up with a different vision.
And theater style is typical, right? Typical, like rows and everybody, and then like stacked facing the altar.
Yeah,
that's typical.
I know I did not want the fountain, so we kind of brainstormed on which angle. And I didn't want palm trees, even though Ryan was like, I love the beach, so that would work. And I was like, no. But if you're against that flat greenery, you need something to pop.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, working conventions previously, I was like, let me think production-wise. Let me get that kind of rolling. And so I was putting in like different ceremony options on TikTok and kind of Googling. We were going to do that kabuki screen reveal thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What is that?
It's where the draping literally drops down within like 3 seconds to the floor.
Oh, to reveal you.
But you can see the shape, the shadow,
which is really cool. But we couldn't find any vendor locally to do it.
Yeah.
So that was the problem.
And hey, vendors.
Yeah.
Yes. Kabuki drop.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay DJ Company, you do everything else, Corey. Here's your next venture.
Yeah. Yes. And so I had seen the CO2 cannons, like the guns that Spark was doing. And I was like, I saw this fireworks display on TikTok. Do you think you could somehow morph this in? I don't want any color. He's like, because we could do color. I was like, I just want it white. Like, I don't want any color at all. And he came up with the concept of shooting them just straight up.
So they were CO2 cannons, which you see a lot of during receptions, more or less for like the party portion, which I'm still trying to figure out a way to like how to upsell that, like how they actually do that. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so they had what, 2 cannons on the back side?
Four.
Oh, there were 4. There were 4 cannons.
There was like, yeah.
And Spark Weddings and Events, came in and
amazing,
killed it. There was a lot of lining things up.
I did that to you all.
To the second.
So yeah, we had to obviously, like for me, I was running sound and music, so I had to make sure that the officiant, like I knew like what the officiant was saying, and making sure that I think it was right at what was the.
I believe it was a 47 seconds.
No. At the end, like when they said you may not kiss your bride, was it at that point or was it when they announced you?
When they announced, because I told her, I said, you don't need to say, you know, you may now kiss your bride. We didn't need to say that, just say, and now I pronounced. Oh,
I know. Okay. So when they announced you guys as Mr. and Mrs., at that point, 47 seconds into, what was the song? Oh, come on.
Still Falling for You.
Still, yeah. But it was the remix version.
It was the remix. It was the Jonas Blue remix.
Jonas Blue remix. And it was 47 seconds in where it's, it goes, I'm not even going to sing it, but it goes, I can hear it.
Just like that.
And just like that. And that's when the CO2 cannons went off. Was there anything else going on or was it just that?
Just that. But I
just that. Not a big deal.
Your kiss to that as well. Oh, okay. Okay. So it was the kiss and the dip with the cannon.
With this, and the song, and just like that.
Yeah.
Just because for me, having done meetings and conventions before, it's music really ties in that memory and the emotion. And I saw something a little bit ago where you can create core memories just by music alone. And that's why I was like, yep, we're doing that. Like,
cool.
I didn't want to do those repeat songs that I've seen every couple
for real, like 1,000 years.
Yeah,
I like that song.
It's a great song. We almost had that one, but I was like, I just want something different.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of hours on Spotify.
Yeah, for the recessional. No, I like that. And I've seen it a couple times. Just a handful, like less than a handful of times since then. Of people using that as like their recessional song. Once announced as husband and wife, or once announced as the new couple,
new partners.
Yep.
So I have a question, because you talk about TikTok. Did you take that moment and put it on TikTok?
We haven't. No.
Why not?
Okay, why not? Yeah, like hashtag that crazy, you know, and inspire others.
I'm so thankful for Scott with Artistry Films and Angela with Angela Moon, because it captured every moment, and some moments we'll never have again. But we got all that back at kind of the worst timing. It was a few days before my mom passed. So it was something we haven't really been able to look at.
Yeah.
We do, but
of course
not as much.
It'll
I think in time.
It'll be a nice memory.
And that's honestly when I talk to all my couples and they talk to me about videography and photography, I tell them, I said, not to be, you know, the sad situation girl to tell you this, not to like Debbie down you, but I have lost 5 of my immediate family since my wedding. And so, you know, all within like 18 months really of each other. And so a year later, it was my husband's dad passed away, and then we've lost his mom, both of my mom and stepdad and my brother. So 5 of them. And they're all in our wedding video. Like it was a while ago. So it was when they did like the testimonials. Like when
I
love that.
not like testimonials, but like, hey, what'd you think of the wedding?
I love that.
What do you
good luck to you both.
Well, you got something to say to the couple? You know, in that like little microphone moment. So we have all of those.
How things have changed.
Yes. So
really.
Nobody's doing that anymore.
Well, actually, you know, you could bring it back. And
I had
one in the past.
Well, I had one wedding do it, but it was based on The Office, and so they sat them down. It's their whole wedding.
That's cute,
video is based on The Office theme, and they sat them down like in pairs or single, like off to a random side, and they all played the part. Like they really knew what they were getting into and how it was supposed to be projected, and it came across absolutely hilarious, but the best wedding video ever. But that's what I tell couples when they're like debating on video and photography, and I'm like, both.
Yeah.
Like without question, because pictures are great. You can look down memory lane at pictures all you want, but to hear that voice in the moment and hear a laugh or a smirk or something that they usually do is totally different. So videography is just so important.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, there's a point
Priceless.
on the video where my mom is in her wheelchair on the dance floor, and I'm like kind of dancing with her. I was like, that's it.
Yep.
Yep.
That was worth every penny.
Yeah,
And so-
exactly. Yep. That's good.
So,
Is there anything you would change about your wedding?
Yes.
I was like, and I'm going to interrupt.
go ahead.
What
There's
I
a
would
long pause.
everything that happened was perfectly, but there's only two things that I would change. One is probably my after party dress. I loved my wedding dress, but when we were out at sunset photos, my foot went through the front of it. So I had to change pretty early on into my after party dress. I probably
Through the lace part.
The tulle that was at the bottom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I probably would have gotten a different dress. Like
Different
just
wedding
to wear
dress?
the whole time.
Okay.
Just wear it the whole
Different
time.
second dress. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like I had kind of envisioned like something that I could take like the skirt off.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still this. I think I would probably do something more like that than having two.
Okay.
And so, but I don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved that dress.
So that was one thing. What was the other thing? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I hope no one noticed this at the wedding. We talked about it. The magazine that we did.
Yeah, I
No
loved
one
it.
noticed. I wouldn't even notice.
Here, let me
ahead.
let me pull it out real quick.
Right?
No, I'm kidding.
Please don't.
I have it at the house.
I do.
The crossword puzzle.
Okay.
If you know us and you answer the questions, you would see that I didn't finish it.
I didn't.
Because they like one answer is like July, but it has like 7 letters. And like Cooper's Hawk only has like 6. Like I never finished putting the blocks in.
She staged it, but never actually designed it. Finished
So
designing
you
it.
changed the questions, but you didn't make enough
Correct.
squares to
Yeah.
fit the right answers.
So I had someone call. This was like a month later.
No.
And they're like, I'm trying to finish your crossword.
Were they
And I
in
was
their
like,
80s? They had been older.
It was his mom.
You actually had somebody.
No.
She didn't mean it mean, but she's like, I thought I knew the answer to this. And
She's like, oh,
and
I
Ryan's
never
like,
got
you
to
do,
do
that's
it.
right. And she goes, it doesn't fit. And I was like, and I like
you didn't know until then?
I didn't know until then. I did not know. So
Well, that just shows you that none of the rest of us did the crossword.
Exactly.
But we probably thought it was super cute and adorable.
idea.
and didn't
Yeah, it was
want-
a cute
We
idea.
probably didn't want to mess it up.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to, because then once you fill it in, it's like, oh,
then you
it's
do
done.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really cute.
Yeah. That is too funny.
Yeah. That was the only thing. I would have
If that's
triple
all,
checked that a little more.
if that is all,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
nothing.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That's
pretty
very
amazing.
small.
And for you, is there anything you would have done differently
At your wedding.
at yours?
I would have gone with a different DJ. That's one of my biggest
okay.
regrets. I should have had Tim.
well,
Tim all the way, you know.
We don't know who your other DJ was. We'll find out after.
Yeah.
We're
oh, I'm so curious
Yeah,
now.
but everything was amazing. I mean, I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have a planner. However, mine wasn't as in depth with like details and things. I did have my counterpart at the time, Sinead. So I had someone there day of helping with everything. Poor girl was on crutches at the time. She had had hip surgery like 2 weeks prior, or if that.
Yeah.
And then I hired our officiant. Really did the whole ceremony so that Sinead didn't have to be as
Yeah.
in depth. Thank goodness. So, really, only my DJ was the one.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
And
Yeah.
she did it differently. Your ceremony
I was inside.
was inside.
I did everything
the
inside.
ballroom?
Yep, everything was
Oh.
inside.
Even during
like COVID time.
like the COVID times, you're like, screw it.
Yeah, we pushed some rules, but I mean, I worked there, so
I mean,
hopefully it
who
was
is
fine.
going to show up
Yeah.
and shut you
Yeah.
down, right?
No,
like,
it was
oh, we're
fine.
going to go
Yeah.
to that one wedding out of all
Yeah.
the weddings that could be taking place.
Yeah.
We're going to go to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't regret doing it. I mean, at the time, it was like, oh my gosh, are we making the right decision? Should we postpone? But both of my grandmothers were able to attend. Had we
Yeah.
waited a year,
Yeah.
that would have not been the case. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I'm happy
Yeah.
that I have
Seize the
video, like
moment.
you were saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Definitely seizing the moment for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
had again great vendors. Alyssa, John with Vibe Chaos. Like we had amazing vendors, but I would maybe change the DJ.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you did the same black.
yeah, we did dark black, white, gray.
And I've been
No
seeing
gold,
that.
no
yeah, I've
silver,
been seeing that
nothing.
more and more at Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah.
And anytime I see it, I'm like, yes, I love this.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, because all of my equipment is black and white. It's just very like clean.
Yeah.
And I personally just like it.
Yeah. I think you're going to redecorate your whole house in black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
love that.
It's going that route, actually.
I know.
She knows.
Yep. What else?
So what trends are you seeing at the country club as far as like, are people still doing the traditional buffet and plated, or are they going kind of out of the box and doing a lot of heavy apps, or what's some unique kind of things that people are doing on the venue side that you're seeing?
Mostly plated.
Okay.
Yeah, we lean heavy on plated. We have couples. We have quite a few couples that want to switch up cocktail hour, do heavier apps. Okay. I think maybe, I don't know if this is a hot take, but don't extend your cocktail hour. Like for me, the longer than 1 hour.
Yeah, who would do that?
A lot of people want to do that.
Like an hour and a half.
Oh, it's long. It's a long time. And then by the time they come inside, they're full.
And they're a lot more drunk because people hit the bar harder during cocktail hour, harder than any other time during the whole entire reception.
What's the reason of that? They want more photos?
Yes, they want to be able to join cocktail hour, and they don't want to do a first look.
Okay, so that was gonna be that's a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Now going through the process, did either of you do a first look?
Both of us did.
Yeah.
You both did?
Yep.
Would you recommend to couples to do a first look, or just wait until...
Or a first touch.
Or waits for all those emotions to be captured right at the ceremony?
I was happy we did a first look.
Absolutely.
Did you guys do photos after that first look too?
Yes.
So you were able to just get a few photos during cocktail hour and then enjoy cocktail hour with your guests, correct? Or did you guys just kind of like relax for a little bit together?
We relaxed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I think is very imperative for our couples to take in at least 15 minutes alone.
Yes.
And just kind of be like,
By yourself.
we're
What just
actually
happened?
married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like-
not have the bridal party coming in to change their shoes or anything. Just 15 minutes just alone.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel that you had the same emotions at the end of the aisle when walking down the aisle, even though you did a first look?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
I 100% agree with. I mean, even though for my wedding, we didn't do a first look or anything. I was a wreck. Oh my gosh, it was bad.
No surprise.
No. But if I were to do it again, I would definitely do a first look or first look.
Yeah.
Because then you can have that moment with that person, just you two, and you don't have to worry about anybody looking at you, or if you're if that kind of like bothers you, or you're just you're like
or you're a wreck.
Or you're a wreck. But I feel like I would still just again like, oh, here come the tears. I'd probably same. But yeah, I personally would recommend doing a first look or a first touch. Get some photos ahead of time. That way you can enjoy more of your wedding with your guests.
Well, and also when you do that and you kind of work through those initial like emotions, when you're at the end of the aisle, I feel like at that point you can just take a deep breath and you can just focus on your partner coming down the aisle. You're not trying to like hurry up and take everything in because it's your first time. So like, I want to remember everything right now. Well, you've already seen them. So it's like, okay, I've got it. But this time when you see them, it's just a little bit different and you're able to just focus and just take it all the moment in differently than with your emotions also, because now you're like trying to figure out your emotions and like keep them in check if you're like, oh, I don't want to and then so if you do it twice, I could see where that would be better.
Yep.
Yeah.
What other cool things are you guys seeing at the venue, like at
not
Lakewood
just
Ranch?
in weddings but in just general?
Well,
what are you seeing?
No, shoot, weddings. Yeah, we're talking about, like what, I mean, as far as, you had asked about
things
trends.
that could happen in events could also be folded over into weddings. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as far as like decor wise, or, what's trending, what are people doing that you're starting to see like, oh, wow, I haven't seen this before, but it's happening more often?
I am a big fan of not a gold Chiavari chair, and that's been happening.
thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
That's been happening like a little bit more, especially like you had different chairs too.
What's a gold Chiavari chair?
The ones you see every time, pretty much.
Every
at a
time.
wedding.
They look like bamboo, but they're painted gold.
The chairs.
Okay.
So they look really great in our ballroom. Our ballroom is a very green undertone. They look really nice, but we like some.
Yes. That you guys
something
have those there, or that's
No,
rented.
they rent, but
So you do like that, or you don't like that?
I'm enjoying seeing something other than
that,
because this was like the big thing after like padded chairs. That was like the next big thing that everybody wanted but couldn't afford.
Yeah.
And now those chairs are like $4 and $5, whereas the ones that are coming out now, like the cross backs and things like that, and the wicker woven oval backs are like $12, like between $9 and $12. I got a quote the other day for chairs. They were $16 a piece.
Didn't you have?
And I'm like, that's crazy. She had ghost chairs.
Yeah,
I had
ghost
clear
chairs
for the ceremony and then smoke for upstairs for a reception. And those, if you were going to make sure like anything that you pay a little additional for, do chairs.
Yeah.
Just do chairs.
Like, ooh, I got a question.
Okay.
Thoughts on florals?
Oh, okay.
This
I know your
again.
stance. Okay.
You hate florals.
She listens.
Yes, I do.
He doesn't hate flowers. He wants
hate
to get
them.
flowers. He
I
likes to
like
receive
flowers.
them.
I just think they're.
Okay.
I just think, you know, having
He thinks you
florals,
shouldn't spend that much money on flowers.
Not. I don't think you need as much floral
You don't.
that some people will do.
He has a number, I think, in his mind that floral should not cost more than X. And
Correct.
this is why. Because I can't tell you how many photos you've sent me of people throwing their flowers away at the end of the night. And for me, I tell people, okay, yeah, if you're going to spend some money on flowers, have a secondary option for them afterwards. Take them and drop them off at fire stations, nursing homes, hospitals, doctors' offices. Designate somebody to go and do that, because they're getting a dual purpose and you're making somebody's day.
Yep.
So if you're going to spend the money and you don't have a stinking clue what you're going to do with them after, be preemptive and just take care of it in that manner, or even call the funeral home. Hey, they'll come pick them up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like somebody will come pick up flowers and then use them and drop them off and make other people's day. So for me, I'm not like super opposed, but I think that flowers just are ridiculously priced.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, we work with Kathy from Onico Florist.
She's great prices.
Amazing. Yeah,
And she
that's
does
what I was
great
going to say.
product, yeah.
She has a whole, I mean, she's probably one of our most, and Mary Nell too, one of
Yeah.
our most
Oh, yeah,
popular
Mary
vendors.
Nell
They
Chadsey,
both
yeah.
have items that you can rent. I mean, Kathy's so great. She's
Mary
like,
Nell
girl,
has a
let
whole
me bring
entire
this for you.
like building full of things. She's like, oh, I'll just pitch that in, or oh, I'll just bring the container for that. No, I've got something for that. Yeah, she's so good.
So having, you know, your personals and then maybe a couple of big pieces, you know, statement pieces in the room is great. One of the services that we include on wedding day is we will repurpose any florals that we can for you from your ceremony. So we try and do that. But I would rather you rent the chair, upgrade the chair, do, you know, maybe a couple of upgraded linens, and then do floating candles, or, you know, something more inexpensive than the large floral centerpieces, and save some money there. So
Same.
I would say same. Definitely don't go over the top with flowers. Mary Nell did my wedding, and she definitely helped pull that in. So the centerpieces that we wanted were there, the different colors of that kind of beige, white, light pink blush. But it wasn't, sometimes you see these very extravagant, tall centerpieces where no one can see each other across the table.
That's true.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Oh my gosh.
They're gorgeous,
so
but they're just not practical.
Yeah, and so when basically the key is that if your flower sits right here above your fist, like from elbow to table, that's not, it should be double this or less than this.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like, why? And then if it's double this, it's way up there, and I'm looking here, and I saw it when I first walked in, but then I'm like, okay, yep, it's up there. It's not low and being the center of attention like it should be.
Right.
So I feel like it just loses its like purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Candles are a great way to expand the centerpiece of the flowers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Don't need to have a big 12 by 36 bush on the table.
Yeah.
She said it, 12 by 36 bush.
There it is. There you have
Don't
it.
put a bush on the table.
No, don't.
What else do you have?
That one was just like the most.
You were so excited for
Well, yeah, 'cause
flowers.
I just thought about it.
But I'm sure you see people go really far out with flowers because it is. Do you think it's because it's a country club? People feel like, oh, I need to like
Go above.
Yeah.
We have some people. I think one of the great things about our ballroom is you can add the draping, you can do all these things, but there's a lot going on in the room already. So you really can come in and utilize what we offer, you know, the white linens, nothing crazy, and have a beautiful wedding. So we have a mix of those that really want to go over the top. We have people who do florals down the spiral staircase that the bride walks down, go all
that
out.
They're on for 5 minutes and then photos.
Exactly my point.
You walked down the stairs, yes?
I did. I didn't fall either.
How,
Most brides,
how
right?
terrifying. Like, did you practice, or was that just very, like...
I didn't practice.
You had to focus.
I focused. Bailey was swanky, like definitely gave me like that prep talk before walking out, which I was like, God,
did you focus down? Because if I was looking out, I'd probably miss a step.
No, and I always tell the brides to look out, don't look at your feet.
Oh.
And I think that was key, because if I would have, my dress would have gone a little over, even though it was tailored to perfection, but I feel like I would have slipped up. Don't wear Louboutins on your wedding day, I will tell you that. Because they'll come right off. They came right off. Right after the ceremony, I was like, goner.
Yep.
All right.
They were worth the one moment. Yep. You can probably wear them out to dinner and anniversaries.
Yeah. He's worn his like 5 times.
I think it's easier for them.
Yeah, it's easier for us. That's true.
Yeah, they got it easy.
So you had mentioned like, florals like going down the staircases. What are some crazy things that you guys have seen at your venue?
Or things that
like
people have splurged on that.
Splurged on. Well, and there was one, I guess was a month or two ago, that we were all a part of. Selena.
Yeah.
She had the dance floor, the light up dance floor, which was really cool.
So cool.
She had the letters.
She had alpha letters.
Alpha letters. She had cold sparks with me, up lighting.
Yep.
She
My gosh.
completely
This was
upgraded
a
her
wedding?
cocktail hour. I mean, she had stations. They were from New York, so they do it different. Cocktail hour is like the main, event. So that was a really fun one.
They
had all the things.
They had everything, and the one thing that it sucked though, because they had lights they had the letters that they had to plug. Actually, the letters were in front of me. They had multiple. They had letters
in front of you and their sweetheart table. Which was,
and their sweetheart table.
So just their initials?
No, so in front of me it was Mr. and Mrs. In front of them it was Badowski. Their last name. Or Austin. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Austin. No, you're right. Austin. Selena's last name is Selena's.
Yeah. I was gonna say that first one would be a really long name to spell in front of a table.
Yes,
but
you can't do letters with that. You have to do initials.
Yeah, but the thing that sucked was like I had cold sparks, and they ordered 4 cold spark effects with us, but they had the light up dance floor plugged in. They had all the letters plugged in. They had
too much.
They had other things, and so we put in. Once I plugged my cold sparks in, it shorted the
half the ballroom.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
It was a very pretty dance floor. I just know personally, if I was drunk, I could not walk on that. Like I'd be so tripped up.
It has a steep.
Oh yeah, there was a thick, very thick.
Oh, step up because of all the computer stuff underneath it.
And it was really, I mean, for photo and video,
it was cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It looks really cool.
But he was only able to do 2 of the sparks instead of 4 because it was pulling too much.
Yeah, so I had to do a refund. But, which is unfortunate because it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, not your fault.
But too much in the room, too much power.
But what other things have you guys seen, or some like really extravagant things?
Since hers. She actually hired a social media content
person
for the day of. So she,
that's a new thing that's starting to happen.
Yeah, it totally is. I have 3 brides coming up that are doing the letters. I think one of them was going to do the letters already, but I think posting and reposting from her wedding, quite a few people have gotten that idea. I have a wedding coming up in a couple months that's doing the letters, a rented dance floor, not LED, and then they're going to do like the CO2 cannons.
Oh, okay.
DJ on a stage, like the whole thing. I'm excited for that.
Do you guys allow the confetti cannons or no?
No.
Oh, okay. No, just wondering.
No, absolutely not. Our maintenance team, we've had a couple that have done it like without saying anything to us.
Yes, of course. Boom.
Yes.
There goes the
and
deposit.
I've been there. I'm like, what just happened?
Is it worth the deposit? Is the question.
Yeah. So that was
There's
some fun
ways
remarks
to have that effect.
Yeah.
Do you guys allow birdseed at ceremonies?
We do not.
Okay.
We do allow rose petals.
Or rice?
No.
Okay.
No birdseed or rice. Yep. But we allow rose petals. If it's outside, they have to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about bubbles?
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah, bubbles is fine.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Yeah, we don't allow.
People get those bubble machines, and then they're like a ton of bubbles, and you've got glass right there on that patio.
Right.
I could see bubble stuff getting everywhere.
Yeah,
Didn't think about that.
We get a lot of people who ask about fireworks, and we do not.
Yeah, Amy.
It's not fireworks, okay? But yeah.
Yeah, I just recently met a pyrotechnic company that does
that's cool
fireworks for weddings and events. I keep wanting to know what they cost. Like,
it's a pretty penny.
Like that run.
Pretty penny.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of legal and certifications
permitting
that they have to have and permitting that they have to pull.
Yeah.
So that's why you just get married on New Year's Eve and you get free fireworks.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
That's why I tell people, I'm like, you want free fireworks?
Yep.
We had no filter. What was that? Last month?
Oh, the no filter ban.
Yeah, they're pretty.
That's really cool.
Oh, okay.
They wanted a club vibe, so they did things a little bit differently.
Yep,
they did their grand entrance into cocktail hour because they wanted to attend it. They did a first look, which was great.
Okay.
And then they did just, again, them grand entrance into the reception, which I'm all for. And they had like a screen, so it was every song had like
the music video.
Yep.
Awesome.
And then they had like the stomp trash cans. We're beating later on. Yeah, so right after
really
dinner
cool.
service, it was like full club vibe, which was a lot of fun.
Go ahead.
I was going to say how many guests, because I feel like with no filter, they have a pretty big setup. So
they have a very large setup. I think there were a little bit over 100, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah.
What about culturally? What have you been seeing?
We actually, I don't know where or what happened, but we have quite a few like Eastern Asian couples, and they do, the private tea ceremony, which is really fun. And we have our bridal suite, which is a beautiful space. So that's kind of a cool area to do photos and things like that. So I've seen that a lot more recently than
anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the private tea ceremony, I don't know a whole lot on what all happens in there, but that's pretty cool. So we've been seeing that too. Yeah.
That's good.
Or the Hour Loca, the crazy hour.
Crazy hour.
Yeah, we had a wedding where they had like these robots come in and on stilts and
that's. But I feel like
just doing. What do you call it?
It's called Crazy Hour or Loca.
Or
it's more or
Loca.
less like it's a Latin.
Yeah. Well,
more of a Spanish.
Thing. Okay.
Yeah.
We actually did that during the Sweet 16, the quinceañera that we did at Lakewood Ranch. They had a crazy hour.
Was that the one with the costumes?
Yeah, they had like a shark come out.
Yes.
Oh, the shark.
It was all the uncles and the dads.
Yeah, DJ Lewis was there. He was DJing.
That's fun.
We had the photo booth.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the shark guy and the blow shark. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy hour.
Crazy hour.
Or Loca.
All right. I like that.
And I feel like dessert stations, like
instead of a cake.
Yes,
that's the new thing.
Yes,
or like a cart or some sort of interactive
gelato
dessert.
cart. Yeah, was the last one that we did.
Coffee cart.
Cart. Yeah,
Pakugo. Yeah, amazing.
What else? Aside from that, like a gelato cart, coffee cart, any other cool? I mean, you've got the live painter, just some different things that couples.
No bridal party.
Yeah.
No bridal party.
We've got a lot of those coming out with no bridal party.
Yep.
I like
the chicken tender French fry station. That seems to be popular
late night
this year.
snacks.
It's definitely popping when I'm there. Yeah. Because I'm over there grabbing some food.
He's like, chicken tenders, French fries, sign me up.
Give me some nuggies.
Definitely. Yeah. And then another hot take, I don't know, but we have a lot of couples who extend the reception, so we have the option to, if you pay an additional fee, you can extend. And you actually worked a wedding with us recently where like they didn't even end up extending. So the extension is not always necessary or worth the money, I guess.
So what would that look like? What is your normal end time and what's the extension?
So it's a 5-hour reception, so they can extend, all the way up until midnight.
Oh, okay.
So we've had even if it's 1 hour sometimes, you start to lose people and things like that. So it's just something to think about if you're extending and you're wanting to do an after party somewhere else. Like it's a long, 5 hours goes quick, but 6 hours is long.
Well, it's
that fine line.
The one that we might be thinking of was about a month ago.
On your birthday.
Oh, that's right. It was on my birthday. I was deathly sick.
You were deathly sick.
And I think the ceremony started at like 3 or 3:30.
Oh.
And then they wanted to go until 11.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
On a Sunday.
Yeah.
In December.
That's like 9 hours or something crazy.
It was insane.
That is crazy.
And the bride actually grabbed the mic. She went on the dance floor. She's like, hey, just wanted to thank everybody for coming. I'm like, oh my God, are we ending early? This is at 9:30. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. We're going to leave early. I'm so excited. She's like, just want to let you guys know, like, thank you so much for coming. I've had a blast. But if you don't see us on the dance floor that much anymore, it's not because we don't want to. We were just really tired.
They were so cute. Yeah.
And I was like, damn it.
Just end it.
Still party, but we're leaving.
So
You can party, but I'm not.
well, no, yeah. They're like, we're just going to take a break. We're just going to be off the dance floor probably the rest of the night. And then 15 minutes later, I who was it? Orlando with Storybook Films comes up to me. He's like, hey, they're calling it at 10. So they called it an hour early. Was that the one that you were thinking of?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that maybe not a hot take, but extending is not always a great thing.
Yeah.
But
they could
Unless
extend last minute.
you have a party,
No.
unless you know you have a party crew,
Yep.
Yeah.
then I feel like you could definitely use that extra hour.
Yes.
And we can definitely recommend places for after parties that are
You're
great.
like, get out.
No,
and
I mean, we
go-
just don't want to see like half of your guests there and everyone twiddling their thumbs.
True.
Just
Yeah.
because they're so tired.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a long day.
it is.
What is your, both of you, opinion on exit versus no exit, designated exit, as far as like sparklers or bubbles, whatever it may be?
Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Sure, go ahead.
I'll go first. Okay.
Take it away. I've
So,
got an opinion.
My thought is I like having an exit, like an actual specified, especially at Lakewood Ranch, just because it gives the couple, like for one, as the DJ, get everybody outside.
Yeah.
Get everybody outside, do that special exit, get them ready, and then you guys can do your last, like you can have the couple do a last dance alone.
Yeah.
You put our last dance on Instagram.
I did.
We were mortified at how
Why?
we looked. We didn't even remember it.
You were just, you guys were just like a
we
shadow.
looked like we were at like an 8th grade dance.
That's true. Yeah. And it was so funny though too, because all you see are those the light up
In the back, the glow sticks.
the glow sticks just like on the ground, just like lighting up, going crazy. Because everything what I did was I turned the room blue, so it was like a dark blue. All the lights were out, so it was like it was a cool little vibe.
Yeah.
Everybody was outside getting ready for the send off, but you just see like shit on the floor. The light up. I mean, you could tell that
Very on brand.
party.
A rager just happened.
A party just
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then you just, see
We're so
you guys.
Pulling each other up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in that moment, right, when we saw it come on Instagram, Ryan's like, oh my gosh, can you see the rip in my pants? And I was like, let's look. And we're looking. It was, you can't,
look.
thank goodness.
Oh, he ripped
Can't.
his pants?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Front to
Hell
back.
yeah. That's
because
right.
they were
That
twerking.
keeps happening with a lot of grooms' pants.
Did
that
he get it at
seems
Tweeds?
No, he got it from Brooks Brothers.
Okay, because
It
Jonathan
keeps happening.
ripped his pants, and his
Yeah,
is from
from
Tweeds.
Please.
Yeah.
See? You just see the flashing.
Yeah.
You
It
can't.
doesn't look like 8th grade dance.
It does a little.
It does a little.
Yeah,
I love
guess,
it.
Yeah, it does.
Where did he rip his pants?
Front to back.
Can't see.
Big rip.
Yeah.
Good thing you turned it all dark. You can't get.
Yeah.
Let's get in there.
You can zoom.
Yeah, my
in.
dad
All
broke his shoe and then Ryan ripped his pants. We had another guest that totally ripped his
That's
pants.
funny.
Like, you could see it, so he had to leave from dancing
wow.
so much. Yeah.
So, yes, bring extra pants. Grooms,
Just in case.
bring extra pants. Oh,
in
it
case.
can't.
What are your
can't
thoughts
hurt.
on?
If I have to light another sparkler to send somebody out, I'm gonna set somebody on fire myself.
Yep.
I can't stand sparklers. Like I'm so over them, and I'm also just over the drunken cat herding
Yes.
that goes with it. Because then people are just stupid and dangerous, and I'm afraid somebody's gonna get set on fire. I did have somebody's shirt turned into a half shirt on the backside once.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a guy. Yeah. He was like, I didn't even like that shirt anyway. And I was like, you're just drunk and don't care right now that
Right.
your body basically was almost on fire, but cool. But people sling them around and then they throw them on the ground. For me, it's just, you know what? You have a videographer and a photographer, let them superimpose some fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
I actually personally love, if you're going to do something combination, if you have to have sparklers, pair them with glow sticks. So have have a few sparklers, a lot of glow sticks, because it just creates this really fun end of the night look and color and vibe that I just love. But other than that, I'm good on a send off, but we're all leaving. Like we're all like, here's the bus. We're going to the after party. Yeah. It's for me, it's like, okay, we're all leaving. Yeah. Like you know, because I know what it's like to be on the other end. So I don't like a fake send off ever. But I kind of like that send off, but I think it just has to be done the right way. Yeah. Yeah.
What say you ladies?
I think everyone should do a send off, whether it's sparklers, whether it's bubbles, whether it's nothing, and we're just all putting our hands up and screaming.
Something, yes.
Yeah, because otherwise, which you probably know, it's one more song, one more song, one more song.
Or it feels like a weird stop.
There's like, no,
it's a harsh transition.
Yeah, it's harsh. Like the music's off, like, parties. That's what That's what you look like with the lights on. Yeah, like all it's kind of weird.
Yeah. So I do like. Actually, Tim and I worked one last season where this is the most people I've ever seen stay till the end. I mean, they had probably 160 people. I don't even know if you remember this. I think Orlando. We were working with Orlando too, but I think everyone was still there. I mean, the front area, we were ready to go. Everyone lined up, packed. They're doing the solo last dance. And then I look outside, their sparklers were lit. I'm like, do you remember this? No. We had to turn the lights on, DJ, cut the song, run outside. All of your guests are hammered, and they had their own lighters.
Yes.
We light them.
We light them, yes. Like, do not, I tell them, I say, do not light the sparklers. We will light them in the middle and on the ends. And then to get their attention, I say, and then you're going to touch tip to tip. And they're like, they're like, what did she say? They always make tip to tip. Yeah. So, and I don't want you crossing the aisle.
Right.
To light your friend across the way, across the pond. That does not happen. And then but lighting it, or the ones that are too short. Oh, yeah. Or they shape like a heart. Those are awful.
I did have that happen. I don't remember that specifically at Lakewood Ranch, but I did have that happen recently at a wedding, and all the guests, they went out to get the sparklers ready, and they were doing their last dance, and all of a sudden, I look over, and all the sparklers are lit up, and they're like, all the guests are just in their own freaking world.
Exactly.
Woo! Just going crazy.
I don't like sparklers.
And so one of the guests comes, or one of the bridesmaids comes over, and I'm looking over, I'm like, oh my God, the sparklers are almost out, and so the couple is enjoying their last dance alone, thoroughly. The bride's crying, and I'm like, oh Jesus, do I have to ruin this moment? So I'm like, excuse me, guys. I hate to do this, but the sparklers, I don't know why, but they lit them. They're like, we don't give a fuck. And I was like, all right, I'm out. All right,
cool.
You guys finish your dance.
It's your day,
yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny. It was almost like you were going up and saying, 6 inches, please. Yeah. Like at the school dance.
But they straight up said, we don't care. We want this moment. And I said, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
It's a good moment.
And so they didn't do the sparkler exit, but they had their last moment alone, and that was that. So,
see, now for an exit, I don't care for sparklers, but I would love to see cold sparks and the cannons going off, and them walking to the people. Don't have your guests hold something that they could catch on fire with.
And at the end of the day, you are in the middle of all that. You can catch on fire. You are the subject of fire.
Torso to somebody else, and they were like, "Oh,
no."
So I have a question. If somebody wanted to do that, you charge the same exact fee to use them twice. Is that right?
Tim's like, why did you say that?
I mean, people think that they can just reuse them, and that's not the case.
No.
It's set up once.
It's a one. Yeah, you either choose to be inside, or you choose them to be outside, because ultimately, it takes about 20-30 minutes to, bless you. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to set them up. Because
you would have to set them up outside and inside if they wanted to do both before the ceremony.
And so either I personally have to leave DJing to go set them up, or I have to hire a team member to come out and move them. Yeah. So, and I personally like them for grand introduction and first dance, and then even for the last dance alone.
Yeah, that's
to
awesome.
have that.
Yeah, definitely.
and then, you know, they can go do their own thing outside. But that's my thought.
Cool. Love that.
Any more questions for us?
I like these questions. We never get the questions.
So
nobody ever asked
I
us
thought
anything.
of a question. Tim,
Ooh.
what, if at all, has the whole TikTok verse Universal Music Group done for you?
Nothing.
Not a thing?
I don't post. I haven't posted on TikTok in so long. And I don't typically use a lot of the songs that Universal Music Group. I don't typically use. So what I've been seeing is with a lot of DJs on TikTok is if they're doing their own mixes, it's fine. They're not getting flagged.
Okay.
But if you're using a song from TikTok and like, cause you can pull songs from there. If you're using one of their songs, then it'll flag it and it'll mute it.
Right.
But it's from them.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
It's how their license reads.
Yeah, so TikTok and Universal Music Group, they have collided, and they're not allowing any music on their platform through TikTok. But if you come on and post a video, like I posted a video of like my remix with like the Philadelphia Eagles thing that I did, or the FSU Seminoles Chomp whatever.
Yeah.
That's not going to be flagged or muted.
Oh.
Now, do you enjoy doing those mashes, those mix-ups of songs?
Yeah, I have a great time with it.
They're really cool.
Jamal's like...
Oh, Jamal's getting it. That dude makes me laugh.
Oh, I love his mixes.
He's so funny.
He's
but
so good.
I actually haven't done anything like that. I typically what I've been doing to this point is, crazy shit I see at weddings or trends, what's trending now or, some cool new things to think about. At least from the entertainment side.
But you used to do like sets, well, specifically during COVID. I haven't gotten sent any workout sets for a while.
I haven't made any.
He hasn't made any. But I would just get random like, hey, this is what I listened to on the turkey trot. And it's just a mix of all the things from when he ran the turkey trot or a workout. Cool. Hey, or...
I made like workout mixes. I mean, I still have them.
Trap mix.
I
love that.
They're on Mixcloud and SoundCloud.
Trap mix is a good one.
But they're usually like between 20 and 45 minutes long.
Great workout music.
Nice.
So it's basically like having a party. Like I would, be DJing at, during the party session, but I just like create like a workout mix or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's fun. But
love that. Very cool.
You should do more TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That pretty boy face, he would be fine.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
What else? Is that it? Do we have anything else?
Okay, I have one more question.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you think about Usher last night?
Ooh, okay, so...
Go off, Queen.
All right, so...
She was talking to this queen.
I was.
I know. Well, I'm going...
Go ahead, King, go ahead.
No, all I'm saying is that we're podcasting the day after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So just so you know, it is February 12th.
2024.
Podcast number...
41, I believe.
Ooh, nice.
Post Usher.
I'm a huge Usher fan, but let's hear the Queen talk first.
Yes, thank you. So I sat
But what I really want to... No, I'm kidding.
Entire first half of horrible football because I was just like, I'll just do something. This is boring. And I was like, all right, I really did just sit through football to get to an Usher concert. Yep. I didn't think that was true, but it was true. Yep. Honestly, I was surprised by his music selection. I thought they would be different songs, but I realized there's so many popular songs that he couldn't have possibly fit in like all of that, So I knew he would be shirtless at one point. I knew I knew we were progressing to that.
We were getting there.
So I was the girl standing
to the shirtless. Yep.
He went.
Yep.
And then just took it off. Like he didn't even hang out in his his little t-shirt or whatever. So I'm like the one standing in front of the TV. The rest of my household is like, "Can you move?" Like I'm like, "You didn't even care. You were gonna go take a nap during the halftime."
Yep.
Back up. I sang every song, and I was so impressed with the amount of layers that were involved in the cinematography. So it was everything from bands, like HBCU bands.
You know who the band was?
No, you gotta look it up.
Jackson State.
Yeah, so
Jackson State University.
Yeah, so I knew it was a college band, and I was like, okay, historically black college, cool. All the performers that were doing all of the acrobats and things of that nature. So it was a very kind of wonderful combination of something that's, just different together. And then when he brought out Luda.
To end it.
Luda's face came on that screen, and I was like, oh.
Done.
Hello. And then skating.
Yeah,
I know.
What was that all about?
My God! No, at the when he did this last little turn, he like stumbled just very a little. Like it was
when
a little.
he went through his legs.
When he went through the legs, when he got back up from that point, I think he stumbled just a little bit. But
he played it off.
He did, and I was like, "How impressive is that?" Like, and the guy that came through on his head.
I know.
Skates,
Yeah,
like,
insane.
come
Can we just
on.
talk about the very, very beginning as they were panning to the stage where Usher was? Just everybody
acrobatics,
just sitting like it was. They were all frozen.
Oh yeah.
And did you see the one person with their hand on top of the head of somebody else just chilling and not even moving?
Like just moving. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The acrobatics
Insane.
were just, and I feel like that world and bands, like college bands, don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, that was really
Acrobats don't get the, I mean, okay, yes, they're at the circuses and things like that, but to be on such a huge, big stage, I feel like he really went in and chose, and all of his dancers and things of that were just unique and gave everybody a platform that doesn't normally have a platform. Can we talk about Alicia cracking in her first note?
Yes.
Wait, what?
When it happens, her first note
was not good for
her,
Usher or her.
Yeah,
at the start.
But he didn't lip sync, and he just kept like he was. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
No, her first note came out a little crackly.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's probably been sitting there and she's nervous and whatever else. I mean, she's on. But I also am very impressed that none of us knew that he was having any of these people.
Right.
Well,
it
there was
not leaked that
Well,
much
it's not
at
leaked.
all.
No, everybody thought like Justin Bieber
Yeah.
would be out there.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake, you mean?
No, Justin Bieber.
Oh, they thought Bieber would be there?
Yeah, because Bieber came up because of Usher.
Yeah, but
Like they've done so much together in Bieber's like early career.
Yeah, but I had no inkling. I thought it was just going to be Usher when he brought all the Atlanteans out.
Atlanteans.
Yeah, Atlanteans, all the Atlanta lands.
Atlanteans.
Yeah, that's what we call the ATL. People from the ATL, Luda, all of them from
Lil Jon.
y'all.
So many.
All the things.
That's
But
cool.
what's his name? What was it? In the Willy Wonka outfit, they kept saying his outfit looked like Willy Wonka.
Oh.
Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, not the best choice for an outfit. I did have somebody on my
Will.i.am was out there.
Right? It was so crazy. So I did have somebody comment on my Facebook because all I put was Usher. She's like, can you please explain like why the pole dancers and the outfits?
Atlanta.
And I'm like, I didn't. And here's the thing: I'm not going to get into a debate with you about artistics, about where things originate from, and why we do certain things in certain cultures or areas, because you're just picking a debate anyway. And it's to each his own. It's an art. But for me, I thought the attire was just coming from a background of fashion design and marketing, and just looking at the intentionality of the costumes and how everything his outfits were. I mean, for him to have such a quick change, and that was a whole new like pant set. Like I know it Velcros, but still, it was like a.
But to put on the skates,
and exactly.
Oh,
to Velcro on, Velcro off, and then put on skates like that. And for them, they needed to be very secure and safe. So that was just. It was really, really done really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you loved it.
I loved it. No, I was excited to hear what you guys thought of it.
I stood and I sang the whole entire time.
Yep.
And then I was like, all right, I'm going to go lay down in my bed and watch the rest on Google. I didn't even pull the game up. I just kept looking at the score, waiting, and then I would go out when it was right before overtime. Yeah. And then I went out before overtime ended, and I was not very happy with the outcome.
I will say the end of the half, like the end of, like when they, at the end of, like he kept going, and it sounded like he was saying, chia. Did you all hear that?
Yes.
There was one kind of a lull, and I have to like look it up about like when he went into the Spotlight song about when he was talking to his mom, June. I was like, I need to look up what the reference is about. They said that he would never make it. So it was kind of I was nervous because when it went down to like a slow, I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Like, don't, no. And it was like just a few seconds of that dedication to his mom, and he was right back at it. And I was like, okay, we're good. Because people were going to have a heyday if he went slow. Yeah. If he went into like a slowdown, they were going to eat him up.
I really wish he would have played Lovers and Friends. I mean, he played You Got It Bad. You had Luda and Lil Jon there. You might as well put it in.
And he didn't do good either, even though SZA was there. Or was it her? No,
Her.
Her was there,
was
but
playing
he
the
didn't
guitar.
do good.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't know.
It's their new song. We ain't good, but we're
Yeah,
good.
he definitely
Good.
stuck with the older.
Yeah,
the
I thought
Oh,
I thought they were going to go into that a little bit because she was already there.
Yeah.
But I recognized that he was also elevating her as an artist and showing her in a way that she hadn't been seen.
Yeah.
And that was spotlight for her. It wasn't a spotlight for him. It was just on her.
That was cool.
And he did that for a lot of them. I mean, Alicia Keys, she was by herself, and then her was by herself, and then Luda came out. So I feel like he
Don't
just
forget
elevated.
Lil Jon.
And Lil Jon. Do you like Lil Jon?
Turn down for what?
Now I'm probably going to get hate for this.
Uh-oh.
I did not like it.
Oh my gosh, you have to leave.
I was like,
That's the end of our
You
podcast
know,
today.
sorry.
So just tune in next time to Weddings Unveiled.
no, if you look at every segment that he did from start to finish, each aspect, so like the circus dancers, the band, I love it. I love bringing that all together.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt he wasn't mentally there. I just felt like a disconnect.
Really?
And there was no pyro. There was no kind of flashy to bring it all together as like a show per se. Like if you look back at numerous halftimes, there's more
I would have to watch
visual like show aspects.
I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah, the stage was
It
pretty
did.
cool.
I mean, it was a clock.
It was so cool.
Okay, my
And then it
favorite
lit up when they
though.
were
Hot take
skating.
over here. Hot take.
Yeah, hot take. My favorite halftime show was J-Lo and Shakira.
Yes.
And I
Loved
showed that
it.
to Ryan, and I
that
said,
was
because
good.
he loved it, and I said, so what do you think of this when we watched it? He goes, okay, yeah, it wasn't that good. That one's better. And
I mean, I honestly, so J-Lo and Shakira, right? Yep, that was really good. I loved Eminem, 50 Cent when they all
Yes.
came out. That was
Mary
in
J.
LA.
Yeah.
Rihanna was good too.
Rihanna was
Rihanna was
Rihanna
good.
was pretty good. The Weeknd was okay.
Yeah.
It was really
Weekend
weird.
was weird, but I then
also
saw him
during
in
a COVID
concert, and I was like,
It was also during a COVID year.
Yeah.
And then, Rihanna was last year. I mean,
Didn't we
I
have
like
Lenny
Usher.
Kravitz
Gaga
one
did.
too?
Just know that you're going to be hearing a lot of Usher coming
Yes.
up in your weddings.
Yep, for
because
sure.
that's going to
Yeah.
be.
And he's
it's gonna
coming
be
in
trending.
concert now too.
Yeah.
Is he?
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be in Tampa soon.
I think if he started
Nice.
out vocal-wise
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
girl.
stronger, it would have been different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do appreciate that he didn't lip sync when he had every
Yes.
opportunity to hide it because he
Yeah.
was performing so heavy. He had every opportunity to just lip sync it and hide it and sound really good. Or he could have said, I'm not going to sound like I would being recorded, but I'm not going to get out here and not be my 100%. So it's kind of like a...
Yep, it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it's like we're used to
yeah.
hearing something on the radio, but at the same time, dude was like sweating in the first 1 second,
Oh,
and I
for
was
sure.
like all
Duh.
for it. Like,
Yeah.
glisten, baby.
Yes.
Go for it.
Loved it.
Yeah,
Loved every minute
love
of
me some
it.
chocolate.
That's going to do it for us.
And then I looked up who his wife was, and I was like, how could I not know about her?
Yeah. Didn't they get married? Like,
They pulled a marriage certificate
Four
while we were
years
in
before?
Vegas,
Right
but
there. Yeah.
we don't know like when they actually got it. It hasn't been filed yet.
oh, I see.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And
It was
she's-
that morning.
she's-
We'll find out.
He's definitely more flashy than she is. Like she
Okay.
just is very like you could tell that she's not like big. I didn't even know she existed. So
Yeah.
she's not big on the limelight. She's an executive, a recording artist exec. But
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
she's A&R.
Very cool.
Yeah, thanks for the questions.
Yeah, this is great.
Questions. Oh wait,
fun.
are you going to talk about what you thought about the show?
No, I mean, I'm a big Usher fan. I like Usher. I mean,
I mean, that's
I
what-
think
those
it
were
was
our high school
definitely
formative years
It
for
was
us.
I was gonna say, yeah, they were targeting to the year 2000 to
Yeah.
2010. So
Yeah.
to that demographic, and I am part of that demographic. I love the music. There was only like one song that I didn't know,
The Spotlight.
probably.
Yeah.
But everything
did
else.
you know Confessions is 20 years old this year? He said that during his performance. Confessions was 20 years
We
old.
don't feel old at all, do we?
when did Yeah come out?
One moment.
Anyway, yeah. But I thoroughly enjoyed. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Usher.
Yeah.
I play. When did that come out?
Let's see. It says it came out. Oh gosh, I got
doesn't say.
Wikipedia. It's gone. 2004.
So 20 years ago.
Confessions. It was on his
Oh, it was
Confessions
the
album.
Confessions album.
Yeah. So when was
the
his
20 year-
first album? Yeah. So yeah, it's 20 years old.
Anyway, just be prepared for that to be played, like for many Usher songs to
Usher.
be. Yeah.
His first album was released in 1994.
my God.
I don't know. He didn't become big until 2000,
August
2004.
30th of 1994.
That's crazy.
What songs were on that album is really the question.
It doesn't matter.
Who knows?
Look it up.
That's trivia for next week.
Oh, look at his face. Oh,
He's
gosh.
chubby.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Can y'all see that? You can
He's
Google
chubby.
it too. Wow. Yeah, I don't recall this album at all. There was only 3 songs. Well, 3 singles. My Way was after Usher. Yeah. Yeah, 94, yeah, not his best year.
All right.
97, I would say, is when I recognized him because it was the My Way song. So that's my take on Usher.
All right. That is officially going to do it for us
Queen
today.
has spoken.
Yes.
Yes.
She has.
We have.
Haley, Amy, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us. So fun.
We're going to have to have you on again.
Okay.
We'll have to make it.
anytime.
Yeah. Because Mondays you guys are off, right?
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
So we'll figure out. We'll
Mondays are our
have
days.
you guys on again, and we're going to be planning soon for the TLS.
Yeah,
It'll
we'll
be
have to.
so
We'll have to do
much
it
fun.
after your
Oh, yeah.
anniversary, so we can recap it.
Yeah, we'll do a recap.
Oh,
But,
that's
Do a
great.
recap,
That
yeah.
sounds
But yeah,
fun.
We'll ask you the questions.
there we go. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to get into a planning session soon, so we can get in some of the details, because I'm not very good with details.
We are, so we got you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. So awesome. Well, again, thank you, ladies, so much for coming to podcast with us. I am Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, with the wonderful, beautiful Brandy Harlan. Again, Haley and Amy from Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. That is going to do it for us.
Peace and chicken grease.
Holla.